Alright, I hope the sound comes out on this. I haven't done a screen capture like this one before. So basically you can see here UCCNC. This is the output of the file at a low resolution zoomed in, so we can try to see the problem. Now you'll see as the G-code file here. So at the moment it's enabled the spindle with an M3, it's done the M10 Q0 to make sure there's no power to the laser. It's set a feed rate of 2000 and then it moves to a location. Now the code that I've got that generates all of this takes into account acceleration and things like that. So you see some double ups of some Q0s as it's accelerating. So that's an acceleration move. And then here laser is off and it moves to a point. You can see up there, so that line there should be no burning. That is probably over here somewhere on this engraving. Then we go to turn the laser on and do a short move. Oops. So it does a short move, see there by the small dot. But at this point it's turned the laser on and it's done a long line, and you'll see what's probably happened is this next line, which is a Q0, should turn the laser off, but it hasn't turned the laser off. So it's turned it on here, it should have turned it off along here, and then we go to the next bit. Oops, sorry, I've jumped over it. So that's where it's turned off. Then it should turn it back on again to do a dot, which is potentially over here, and then turns the laser off, doesn't move, which I would say is that gap right there, and then turn the laser back on to do a dot, which it has actually done. It's done the dot. Turn the laser off and move. There's the long move right there. Then we come down here, turn the laser on again for a short move, which is that one right there. Turn the laser off, and that is now just doing an overrun deacceleration move. Laser is still off, moves up to the next line. Laser is still off. It moves in from where it was as basically an acceleration move in to this point. Turns the laser on, but as you can see, this is a short move before this turning off, but it's turned it on, but looks like it forgot to turn it off. And I move down, so we go here to the next line, turn it off. Then that move for that line up here should be off, but it's not. And then turn the laser on, do a dot, which is probably at the end of this bit here, and then turn it off, another dot, that's off for a line, which is done, on for a dot, deaccelerate. So you can see at the beginning of the line it's forgotten to turn it off, then in the beginning this way it seems to have turned it off. And then we're ready to go up to the next line. And if I just scroll this over a bit, you'll see again it looks like on the start of this line it's done a long one, which I'll show you is actually supposed to be a dot. So it's come, laser should be off, and it does this move, which is actually probably an acceleration move out here to come in, and then turn the laser on for a dot. And as you can see, that is not a dot. It's only a very short move until it turns it off. There, it's turning it off, and another dot. So again, it looks like it's turned it on. This should be turned off and then turned back on again, but it hasn't done that. Then we go, if I just scroll through this quickly and I'll just explain as it's going. So that's an off line, which you can see is off. Then an on dot, which you can see is on. Then an off line, which you can see is off. And I'll just quickly scroll through this so you can kind of see. So there is a dot on, a short off, and then we come to a dot on, a small off, which will be that one there, and then dot on, a line off, which will be that longer line there, over here, and then laser on for another dot, and then that's effectively a deacceleration line at that point there. And then we go to the next line, and as you can see, it keeps on doing this. It's almost like it forgets to turn the laser off after that first on each line. Within the middle of the image here is not too bad, but again, you'll see as it comes up to this line here, that should not have been an on line. And it actually gets quite bad. I can show you, that was a low res to try to demonstrate the problem, but if I go into, I think it might be this image, you can see how bad it is. These end lines here are deacceleration and acceleration lines where the laser shouldn't even be on. It's using a Q0 and it should be off. But down here should be just a couple of little dots here and there, but it's kind of forgotten to turn it off and it's just done full lines. So it's quite bad. The reason why I did that G code at such a low resolution, so it was easy to follow in the code and what was actually burnt, because that's such a high resolution you just can't see it. But just to show that it's nothing wrong with my laser itself, that image there is using the laser plugin. So the laser turns on and off fine, and that's using the plugin. I haven't worked out yet why these edges are so jagged. I've got backlash compensation on and things like that, so I'll work all that out later. That's another problem. But yeah, so I mean, you can see the laser works quite fine. Turns on and off when it should. It's just when I'm doing it through the M10 command I'm having the issues. That's another example where it's sideways, yeah. But yeah, it's turning it on and not turning it off all the time. So anyway, that is the problem I'm having. Hopefully you can shed some light on it. Thank you.